Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, and welcome to Lyndhurst Community News. Today is Wednesday, February 14th, and this is episode 43. I'm Brian Haggerty, and here is what's happening around our town. But first, if you have news from your club, church, school, sport, organization, if you have birthdays or anniversaries of note as well as engagements, please email them all to us at lyndhurstcommunitynews@gmail.com. That email address, as well as any other contact information, telephone numbers, email addresses, will always be listed in the description box below on YouTube. And I keep reminding everybody each week because some people don't tune in every week. So this show is on YouTube. I share it on Facebook. So some of you watch it only on Facebook, not realizing that if you click through on the video, you'll be brought to the YouTube page, and under the video is what's called the description box. And in the description box are all of the email addresses, information, as well as the highlights of the stories that we are reporting on here each week. Okay, well, it's mid-February already, and yesterday we had the most snowfall we've had all winter. It was a very wet and heavy snow, almost like not worth using the snowblower because it gets stuck and it really doesn't throw it very far. But the good thing about these February storms is that headed into March, the snow doesn't stick around very long because the days are getting longer. And as a result, of course, the sun is higher in the sky, which is why the days are getting longer. And the snow melts more quickly. So, folks, spring is now about 5 weeks away, and it can't come soon enough. And that's great, too, because we always have many new things happening around town. Once we get into the warmer weather, people feel alive again. They're outside again, and all sorts of great activities, Little League season, all sorts of things start happening. So we all look forward to that. Now, just to report on the Valentine's dinner dance to the benefit of the Libby Lindsay Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts, which was held this past Saturday at the Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church, sponsored in large part by the Italian American Club of Lyndhurst. We were all there working and helping out, along with the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts, and they hosted over 300 guests, and they raised over $11,000. Isn't that incredible? Great work by everyone there at the dinner. And, of course, everybody had a wonderful time. We served pasta with sausage and meatballs family style. And everything was cooked by members of the Italian American Club of Lyndhurst, and the food was delicious. Okay, and yesterday, despite yesterday's snow, the streets and the sidewalks were all clear last night, which thankfully allowed for the Women's Club to successfully host their Mardi Gras dinner and dance at San Carlo Restaurant. And by all accounts, it was a great success and a wonderful time for all who attended. So thankfully, the winter storm didn't stop the Women's Club. Okay, and now starting tomorrow night, February 15th, as well as Friday night the 16th and Saturday night the 17th, all at 7 p.m., Lyndhurst High School proudly presents the play Legally Blonde, which is also really a musical, based upon the movie. It will be held at the Lyndhurst Middle School Auditorium. If you haven't seen that new auditorium yet, folks, here's your chance to do so. The middle school, of course, is located at 619 Page Avenue, right here in Lyndhurst. Tickets are $10 for general admission. So go and support these kids. They work very hard. They do a wonderful job, and that's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. at the middle school. Legally Blonde, the musical. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. Make sure you stay tuned to the end because we have not only the answer to last week's trivia question, but we're also going to have another trivia question this week. I will announce those who got last week's question correct. And remember, for last week, this week, and the next 2 weeks, anyone who correctly guesses the trivia questions that I ask that were provided to me by Joe Cafone, our historian-in-chief, everyone who gets a correct answer will be given an entry into the final drawing the first week of March, which will be held at Vinnie Mutz's. The winning name will be pulled by Vinnie Mutz. And if you get the question correct each week, 4 weeks, that's 4 chances you have to win the final drawing. And what is that for? It's for a $100 Home Depot gift card. So stay tuned to the end for that. Okay, by the way, attention, Lyndhurst Little League is looking for coaches for the Junior League division. Now, this is for 13 and 14-year-old boys. Now, the games are played on regulation fields. The home games are played at Lyndhurst Rec Center. The away games for this division are usually played out of town, which include North Arlington, Elmwood Park, Kearney, Saddlebrook areas. And so if you're interested in coaching, please email Lyndhurst Little League at lyndhurstlittleLeague@gmail.com. Now, moving on to some sports news. Back in January, and several months ago, too, we were very happy and proud to report upon this amazing female athlete from Lyndhurst High School. Her name is Julia Tozduman, but she was named the Lyndhurst High School's recipient for the NJS IAA National Girls and Women's in Sports. Now, this week, she continued her wonderful winning streak. Amazingly, she jumped in the high jump 5'4", which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, she has already won the state sectional champion. She tied the meet record. She has broken both Lyndhurst High School indoor and outdoor records, and she's ranked 5th in New Jersey among all groups. And this young girl has worked very hard for this tremendous winning that she's going through, this winning streak. She's making everyone proud. Keep your eye on her. We may have an Olympian in our future. So congratulations, Julia. And for some other wins this week, the wrestling team beat Lodi 51-19. That's a smackdown if I ever saw one, and that was this past week. But even better, the bowling team, who's been doing spectacularly well this season. So they beat Woodridge 7-0. Then they went on to beat Wallington 7-0. Then they went on to defeat St. Mary's and win the NJIC Meadowlands division. So yes, our bowling team, they're the champs. Let's give them all a big congratulations. Good going, guys. Good showing. We're all proud of you. Now, this Sunday, which I believe is the 18th, correct? Yep. February 18th, this Sunday at the Lyndhurst American Legion, Post 139, will be our monthly scholarship breakfast. Begins at 9 a.m. It ends around, we say 11:30, but folks, please, if you're coming, get there before 11 for the sake of everybody in the kitchen. But anyway, it's $10. $10. Where do you get breakfast for $10? And that $10 helps to fund the scholarships that are given out to Lyndhurst graduating seniors. They don't have to be in Lyndhurst High School. They just have to be a Lyndhurst resident and also have a relative who is in the military or was in the military. Could be anybody in the family, past, present, or well, not future, but past or present. And so the menu, as always, are pancakes, scrambled eggs made by yours truly, hash browns, breakfast sausages, the big one, though, not the small ones, or your choice of Taylor ham, as well as toast, coffee and tea, and orange juice. So again, that's at the Lyndhurst American Legion, Post 139, this Sunday, $10 a head for breakfast. And by the way, you could either eat it in, or if you want to take it to go, you can take it to go. You could also call it in if you want. If you don't want to stop in and wait, if you don't have the time, call us up. I'll leave the number in the description box. Call in your order, and we'll be happy to have it ready for you on the go. All right, so moving on. Now, I was going to have some extra reports this week. I did not get to them, but I will have them for next week, I promise. Some updates as well on the train station. But, okay, so last week, as you know, we started with our trivia, as I mentioned earlier. And last week's question was, in what year did the Golden Bears acquire their name? Now, the choice of answers were the following. It was either A, 1926, B, 1932, C, 1934, or D, 1935. All right, now the correct answer, and there's a caveat to this, so just bear with me. This is actually to the benefit of some of you others here. I'll explain. Now, the correct answer is D, 1935. So, according to historian Joe Caffone, the answer that he gave is that the sports columnist Hawk Rowe first mentioned the name Golden Bears in his April 18th, 1935 column for the Commercial Leader. He later corroborated this in a 1952 column, stating that 1935 was the year that all of the Lyndhurst High School teams became known by that name. And the bottom line is that Coach Edwin Olson likely asked Letterman to select a mascot. Now, in 2005, Charlotte Savino of the Commercial Leader, in her Leader column, reported on information from Joe Albino, a Letterman in 1935, who was still living at that time, that during a team meeting to decide on the mascot, he was the first to raise the Golden Bear suggestion. All right, so which I believe was a reference to and borrowed from the University of California at Berkeley, which during the 1920s were a football powerhouse. Now, here's a real mystery, though. On October 17th, 1932, the Bergen Evening Record used the name Golden Bears when referring to the Lyndhurst High School. The book shows the blurb from that issue is on page 185. The record used the nickname several times that month in reference to the Lyndhurst team, but not again in subsequent months or even for the next several years. So this was that caveat I was mentioning earlier. So with this evidence, if you answered either 1932 or 1935, you will be eligible for our drawing the first week of March for that $100 Home Depot gift card. So, by the way, as I said, Vinny Mutz, who's going to be drawing the card himself, he is our new New Jersey Pizza Bowl champion. I reported on that last week. Then last Friday, he appeared on WPIX Channel 11 in the morning. We're all so proud of our good friend Vinny Mutz, Vinny Morelli, the New Jersey Pizza Bowl champion for this year. Now, getting back to this, most of you who did write in answers, you answered 1926, which would be a logical answer, as that was when Lyndhurst High School opened its doors for the first time in the fall of 1926, leading to what was then the first graduating class of Lyndhurst High School, which was 1927, that spring. But 3 of you will be awarded an entry into the drawing. So I want to congratulate Anthony Wartell. He got it right. He was the only one who said 1935. Anthony, you got that right. But also congratulations to Judy Lento and Jen Cupper, because you both guessed 1932, and because of the caveat, you also won. So according to official history, you could also be considered correct. So each of you will be entered into the drawing, and remember, for each correct answer, you will receive an entry, so you could have up to 4 by month's end. All right. Now, on to this week's trivia question. Now, this one's a lot easier, folks, because there's no ambiguity. After what happened last week, I said, no, we can't have that. So, here we go. Here's the question. The longest street in Lyndhurst is A, Riverside Avenue, B, Ridge Road, C, Rutherford Avenue, or D, Valley Brook Avenue. So if you know the answer, email your answer with your name, address, and telephone number to lyndhurstcommunitynews@gmail.com, and all correct answers are entered into the final drawing the first week of March. So good luck to everybody. I think this week we're going to see a lot more correct answers because there's only one correct answer in that question. So don't forget to email your answers. Okay, and that is the news for this week. And as I said, next week I should have some township updates for you, as well as some updates on the train station. But in the meantime, don't forget to email us all of your news. And remember, folks, as per the Lyndhurst High School, Lyndhurst Fire Department, sorry, I've got all these things on my mind today. As per the Lyndhurst Fire Department, don't forget to check the batteries in your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. They save lives. So, once again, as we wind this week down, I always want to remind everybody that a community is not its homes, its roads, or its buildings. A community is its people. This is a wonderful community, a very close-knit community. So remember, always get to know your neighbors, help out your senior citizens in your neighborhood, and also, don't forget, support your local businesses. So God bless you all until next week. Good luck with the trivia. And as usual, God bless our hometown Lyndhurst.